Whoa! It's a best of 5. Smooth Brains versus that Mystery Gang. Truly a mystery to me. I have not seen any of them play. They must be pretty good because they've gotten to the finals at least. So, Lijiang Tower to start things off. Mystery Gang, be ready. They're looking to change those Shanghai Dragon icons. Feels bad. Winless. Someday. Someday.
I'm trying to think who would be the DPS player on Mr. Gang. Like, would it be like Shaggy or like Fred or?
Oh God, nice connections.
Like who'd like be who'd be the fragger there? Like who's the tank player? No, I don't think who made questions for them.
Velma being the tank. Velma
Oh yeah,
being the
Velma
tank player.
No,
Thick.
she's the Mei player.
That's true.
Literally, they just run Mei on every map. Going to get back into the finals here. Best of 5, by the way, if you did not know that. So, need at least 3 games to win this. And I believe this is the finals is getting priced this time, Dongles, for the first time forever.
Whoa! Yeah, the opens get prizes. $600 for the winning team.
5 Champions. So,
Whoa.
one of the for playing video games online and paying $5 to variety streamer Moonmoon LW, you too can win. What'd be like $100 for the cut? That's like 20 times your return for paying $5 a month. Wow.
Wow. All right. Let's get things started, shall we?
Going on to Lijiang, as teams tend to pick. Get a lot of Nepal too, but not seeing it anytime this tournament, at least on stream.
Now arriving at Lijiang.
You know what would be really good?
What?
If I updated the title.
What's
Didn't
the
do it last
title?
game. Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, Pyro also pointed it out in chat though, but new teams in the finals. This is a first time we haven't seen neither Wet Lemons nor Boop in the finals for the longest time, actually. So getting some new blood into the finals, getting into the good old greedy sub money that we all give Moon. Smooth Brains going to looking like they're going to be running that same old dive comp they've been running this entire time. Mascot most likely switching over to the Winston because they will never run a Torbjorn, and I'll always be sad about that. Meanwhile, we haven't seen anyone from Mr. Gang yet because we've been pretty much on the upper side of the bracket. Mr. Gang coming for that lower side. So don't know what they are going to be playing.
Well, I don't. There we go. I'm just waiting for the actual picks. If they stick with the Sombra, I can't say I've really seen a Sombra on this map. It might be actually really great. You never know. Some good old hacked health packs, especially behind the point. You know, maybe you can even grab team's health pack. But the instant dive coming in from Smooth Brains are going to start things off to grab both supports, showing who's boss. But they're going to react in a bit of their own, grabbing the other supports. So supports are just dying everywhere right now. That's fine.
Support players don't have rights. You just kill them consistently.
Apparently not.
Yeah, the dive coming out instantly by Smooth Brains, but it looks like they're going to just get countered, and the point is going to go over to Michigan right off the bat. Hello, I'm Halo! That was a dirty hack by Kevin, hacking him so he couldn't even wall ride. Feels a bad man.
So Mystery Gang starting things off strong here, even with a 2 support down scenario to start things off. But not much time wasted here, as Smooth Brains going up on the high ground just to avoid some potential random fodder and shooting, but they're going to drop down and engage the best they can. But the hack already from Kevin is going to put a huge wrench into that plan.
I wouldn't say so much as a wrench as like a gigantic hammer that just destroyed the hopes and dreams, because that hit 5 people, Dongles, and again, talked about it a lot on the Volskaya map where Smooth Brains was running the Sombra themselves. It's really hard to do anything when you are like, when a lot of your team gets hacked and you have to deal with both guns and abilities.
It'd be hard pressed to come back from that situation. And well, both teams have a few ultimates, but they're gonna just dive really hard, especially onto the Zenyatta. But Jar Jar Dinks coming out with his own transcendence to keep things going. Pulse bombs and D-mechs are abound. Smooth Brain is just going to let himself go. Soames is going to get taken down as he tries to dash out as well. 70% in climbing here.
So
Mystery Gang.
Mr. Gang is showing really good team coordination with this because most of the time the initial reaction to when your entire backline gets dived like that is to panic, and that's how they usually die. But no, as soon as they get dived, Smooth Brain's going incredibly deep for that dive. They fall back, the entire team, the front line collapses on the divers, and the supports back up. Yes,
There it is.
And Kevin gets
There it
a
is.
fat hack, and we see the usual happen. But yeah, really good team coordination coming out by Mystery Gang here, and most likely their first point.
Yeah, Kevin was staying back from that fight and engagement for just long enough for him to grab his hack. So good restraint, good positioning for the time being, and translocating right into the center of the masses to be as effective as possible. In a clean 100-0 sweep on Li Jiang, but here we are. Maybe some Farah mercy, perhaps, but I don't know. We didn't see much of that from Smooth Brains.
I don't think we've ever seen them play fair at all. They tend to sit to this like dive comp, and then the only real difference they ever ran was the Sombra and Volskaya.
Soames ran it a few times, but never for terribly long.
Yeah, definitely likes to keep to that Genji. But Kevin Gray sticking onto his immediately goes for the health pack in the bottom building. I don't know what they call it. Like, isn't that a restaurant? Don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, the restaurant. Anyway, so we have to see a lot of fight on point. And I'm seeing a lot of red in the kill video journals.
Stray leading things off with the initial kill, and actually got an extra goodie bag with his rocket pods there, as he just kind of fired them into and spraying over Smooth Brains, grabbing one himself. But Kevin already going deep, but he obviously can translocate into safety and heal back up, getting up to his hack once again. No, I mean, even though that nerf came onto Sombra, he's still hacking away and going well into that double tank dive.
Can Halo survive that? No. Halo had to do some really good wall riding to survive getting booped off the edge there. Mascot just going to get chased down, probably going to go down here. Something I wanted to note, Donald, look at the two ultimates that Mystery Gang have. Jar Jar Jinx and Kevin. Jar Jar got his first ultimate before Kevin got his, and we just had a big talk about how Sombra gets her ultimate super fast, and tanks take a lot. Jar Jar is doing a tremendously good job at getting his ultimate super fast. Like, getting his ultimate before the Tracer gets her pulse bomb, like, he's doing something right.
Man. Oh man, hello.
He's getting bullied. Super.
He does come back onto point though, but in that time with the hack and everything else, it was good. There you go. Now you go off into the side. So there's been pretty good responses here from Smooth Brain. At least when they see the Sombra, they all shift their attention before she translocates away. So they're definitely not sleeping on the job. It's just that these hacks and the super flash pan dives from Bitbob and Stray, who are just taking out supports in the backlines, who are just like barely separated from the rest of Smooth Brains.
Yeah, and I just, again, there's not really an answer to Sombra hacking you. It's kind of like, have your own Sombra so you can just at least even the playing field.
It's more about positioning in that point, never being too grouped up together, but the double pulse bomb from the plug to try and keep things there, keep them red in the feed. But Swish has his own pulse bomb forwards on Lucio going down. First time as well, after using his sound barrier, but Bitbob is just cleaning house a bit here, self-destruct his zone, and there they are. They're gonna grab the first map here.
First map going pretty convincingly over to the Mystery Gang here. Plug going to be getting it. Had a lot of good two-man pulse bombs here, and just in general being a general nuance. This is going to be that last double pulse bomb he got, I believe.
Going into the backline actually, just laying down the damage.
That wasn't. Yeah, that was just a straight damage.
Interesting choice. Okay, then. On to Escort we go. Dorado, Route 66, and Gibraltar are our choices. Haven't seen Dorado yet today. Maybe that will change. Depends on what smooth brains want. $66 it is. They played it once, at least once today, so maybe they're looking to just continue whatever strategies they may have.
Just going straight to 66. The thing is, I'm surprised that they are deciding to go to Route 66 because that's where they lost to Boop and Gravy in the previous match.
Yeah, maybe they just feel, maybe it's just out of the grouping, it's their strongest map, perhaps. Bit Bob leading things off of Mystery Gang. Give me the red. There's another red. Give me the ready. There we go. Let's go. Strimma ready? I hope so. He ready. Pyro's always ready. Let's go then. Route 66 it is. Smooth Brains going on the attack first. See what they can pull out of the dirt. Find themselves a gold nugget, maybe. Get their first win here in this best of 5. Still early. Many maps to play.
Yeah, again, a quick 1-0. Not the most telling thing, again, especially from a team we haven't really been able to see, like, again, going to the Smooth Brains can at least watch the stream and see kind of how Boop and Gravy plays and be like, oh, this is what we have to go into. Mr. Green, we have no idea how they played until we saw the Lijon game. Now we know they play a really good game of Overwatch.
They're definitely utilizing that Sombra very well. Interesting looking at his profile, Kevin that is. Not a ton, well, at least maybe he has another profile, I don't know, but not a lot of hours on Sombra itself. A lot of Soldier and Anna. So
I guess they're just making a read that Sombra's really good and it's working out for them.
yeah, everyone plays their strengths, or perhaps everyone else is just really good on their particular heroes and roles, and he's just filling in for the time being. But actually, going back to an earlier point on Li Zhang Sohms, going back out onto that Pharah Mercy combo, I do really like on this first point. Huge sight lines, not a ton of places that the defense can hide. It definitely gets them off of high ground. We'd like to attempt to. Kevin already coming in with the early pick on Hello, I'm Halo, going in so low. Under 20 health points, at least.
Secret Agent Sombra getting in for the assassination fails and manages a daring escape. Then beginning around its corner, this is always the main point of contention. Fun fact, they're not even using Big Earls as the defense point here.
Yeah, that's fine, they're going to be aggressive.
That seems to be like how Mr. Gang plays, is just like super aggressive style.
It seems like they're good at juggling each section of their lineup here. Tanks sitting on payload, sucking up that damage and denying the furtherment of it, and then you have a lot of your DPS zipping around, getting those other divey heroes coming onto your supports as well. So they're doing a great job of it, and Kevin 93% to his hacking. He's just rinsing and repeating his stealth in, shoot in the back, and translocate out, and it's doing well for him so far.
Again, there's not really an answer. Like, they don't have like a McCree the Star before she translocates. And there's the big old hack. Can't do much. Just gonna get gunned down. Soames and Kitch actually gonna be getting around the edge though and getting some damage down. But Soames is taking a lot from the Discord, and Kitch is eventually gonna be found left alone. And that is all of Smooth Brain having to get out. Switch is the only one left alive.
Oh, there's a short 1v1. Swish did get the health back, which helped him out. So the plug is down, and Jar Jar Dinks, who got 2 kills of his own, is now just barely rejoining the battle. So now's the time for them to push this payload. Halo gets hit by that anti-grenade. He's immediately ejecting out of that situation as he goes back. But the hack onto Soames, he can't fly away. He has that barrage, and Bitbob is actually going to go for him, and he's going to come back to the fight himself. Self-destruct in front of the payload to keep people zones. Nothing but damage.
Oh,
Ouch.
Soames instantly shut down. That was super tragic. And if you didn't see, Donald Stray did get the nano. Something we don't really see is the Diva getting nano. Kind of works the same way of Winston, but you just don't have that guaranteed damage from the Tesla cannon.
Some good flying and self-destruct there by Stray. Throwing it just on the other side of the payload and going to be getting 2, and actually 3 as Kitch will fall. As well, and there's a 4th. Hello. Of course, if you're counting the DMAC. But Swish coming out with a change onto Widow. Perhaps this is the hero they need. Maybe creating some space and denying a lot of sightlines for Mystery Gang. But you got to watch out for Kevin, who might come in the back. But he has his hack again coming in. But 60 seconds coming in. Thank you, Overwatch lady.
I feel like this Widow pick is just a desperation pick or something, because I don't see how it works against this kind of team comp, especially with a Winston, a Diva, the Sombra everywhere, the Tracer everywhere. They are making a little bit of ground, but that ground is instantly going away as they finally dive in. There's the Winston. She barely gets away until Stray gets some straight bullets onto her. I put his name into the sentence I said. And then they are forced back to spawn once again. They pretty much have one more push before they are done, but the Sombra just standing up front and just being a continual nuisance. Nuance.
Nuance, not really.
I just wanted some fancy dongles.
Oh, yeah. But with wall hacks up, Swish, they'll actually be able to see Kevin coming, although he doesn't have a hack right now. Finally, Jar Jar Dinks using his Transcendence. Forwards, though, actually going to fall for the first time here. And they're going to keep going with a Primal Rage from Mascot to do some work, push people off that payload. But Sound Barrier, once again, Halo M Halo, finally getting to use those important ultimates here. But the hacked coming in the later stages of the fight. Smooth Brain unable to fly away, but actually Mascot going to keep him alive with the shield. But it's actually Swish who falls in the back lines. Smooth has that self-destruct. That's going to be huge, especially with the resurrection on Swish, actually, who would be in the back lines here.
Yeah, and we did see a lot of Mystery Gang going down, but they are starting to trickle back in. Jar Jar Dinks is back now, but does not have any ultimates. There's a Demon one coming out. No one's going to die from it. Forrest is going to land the gigantic anti-heal onto 2 people. Plug's going to try to chase down that Lucio. And will he get him? No, Halo's going to just stay slightly alive. And it is looking like Smooth Brain is going to be able to get this cart into the last few bits of the point, and they will not lose on the first point. They will be moving on to the second point.
Swish, the choice was his, and he made it. That Widow was, I think, the perfect answer. I mean, Infrasight will eventually come around and be able to see Sombra all the time. But I think the huge sightlines that Widow has definitely help them, because the dive, although it was aggressive early on, had to be shifted into more a defensive stance for Mystery Gang, as the rest of the team on the side of Smooth Brains was being more active in trying to cause more chaos, allowing Swish to get those headshots that she needed, or he needed. Yeah. She the character, he the person.
Well, you don't know if it's a he.
It's true. Maybe gender non-specific, non-conforming.
They dongles.
Attack helicopter.
Attack helicopter. But anyway, enough about that. We do see Mr. Game taking back the control of this cart underneath the bridge as we usually see it. Kevin trying to chase with that translocator. Doesn't get it exactly where he wants it, but again, ultimates popped. We actually do see a lot for Smooth Brain, almost all of them, in fact, because Smooth Brain's going to be having Diva Bomb, and then the Visor's about to come out for Swish. Could be a very good fight for them coming up. They only have another minute left to get to the rest of this point.
It may depend on how the little Tracer 1v1 that's going on right now. They're chasing each other across the map as they're going for a few other targets at the time. Swish down early, but resurrected right away, and then able to call that Infrasight up. Kevin will not be able to hide anywhere. It seems like the Infrasight is just giving them enough information to find these picks, but
Winston. Someone will come up.
The pulse bomb, though, from the plug, DMAC and another kill. Maybe that's what they need to stabilize. Coming up to 30 seconds left for Smooth Brains to continue this push. In a bit of an awkward spot with his payload, but they're slowly grinding their way through.
Yeah, and it's just as I said, Smooth Brain coming into that fight had a lot of ultimates, just going to be using them all. Straight using it. Don't know why he used it there. I think his mech was just low, so he just popped it. Yeah, it's just a remech. Even coming out, not going to land on anyone. And it's just these three people left from Smooth Brains on this point. They have some people back, but they are far away, and they are just starting to lose. The plug is in the back. There's the hack coming on the Smooth Brain. He's not going to be able to get out himself. He's just a baby diva. But Lucio is on the side trying to dance around, but you can't dance around electricity. That will always follow you. That was going to have to pop the sound barrier, as we see right there. But it seems like Smooth was actually able to re-mech. He's not going to go down. He's actually going to lose the mech once again. It is just straight on the point, but they're going to guide that back in. Forwards is going to try to do his best, but it is just Kevin left alive on the point, Dongles, but they are going to move that in on overtime once again. They have a minute 30 to get to the last point.
Fighting inch for inch to get there. Actually, in the meantime, I thought it would have been almost too devastating, but Jar Jar Dinks actually got Swish with a couple of headshots during that fight. He just peeked around the corner, lobbed a few orbs over there, and that opened up a lot of room for Mystery Gang to do some work, but it was just too much tenacity from Smooth Brains. And they're just still plowing away. Swish now opting away from the Widow onto Soldier, already up to 60% for his ult here. Let's see what he can go through. Bipbop coming in with a Primal Rage to bat people around and cause some chaos.
That's all problem that there's a train coming out. Don't know if that was entirely necessary, just kind of just to AoE heal. Could have been used to against some kind of ultimate, potentially. But it is just a back and forth dongle as people dive in, dive out, get healed, get anti-healed. So much chaos. Chaos Straight is going to be popping that Diva Bomb. Mask up, a Smooth Brain going to kill Straight before he's able to remech. And they are going to keep trudging along this little train that could dongles. And there's no stopping the tracks.
They're making that. That Transcendence was in reaction to a Pulse Bomb, and of course to heal up a few majorly hurting heroes, such as Bipbop in his Primal Rage state. But in we come to another overtime push into the last, but in comes a hack. Who are they going to get? A few people, but Swish was playing smart way in the back with his tac visor, and you have Valkyrie up top and Sound Barrier in the back. So they're going to keep pushing through strong. They're getting into their momentum now. Self-destruct in the back to try and do something. It just zones straight remech, but he'll be right back out of that again as they continue on to push. Can they do it? Into it. Oh, Kevin barely getting to the point, but just not enough. And they, against all odds, are going to make it to complete the map with 0 seconds left.
Switching sides.
A very good thing to note, as I saw this a lot, Kevin would try to translocate away, and that Winston would instantly follow him. Every time he didn't have his translocator set it up before he went in, the Winston would just, again, follow him, and he would not be able to get away. So they were, as you said, Dongles, they just started positioning better, or at least keeping track of the Sombra better, and it led to them being able to take it out, and the Sombra couldn't do as much as she was the first map.
Well, all they did was divert some brain power. Boom. And then woo, yay. Yeah, anyway. They took a lot more cognizant ability to really track down Kevin. As you said, Mascot following him around. Not quite exclusively, but enough to make just enough of a difference to where these hacks came in to a slightly more spread out Smooth Brains, and just like kind of not necessarily leading off these attacks or these defenses either. It was always in the middle of all these big engagements.
So comes down to see if we can see if I can't talk today. Mystery Gang can match the aggression that we saw from Smooth Lanes towards the end of that round to at least get some time on the clock, or do they just falter in the first point? What is with people and picking Torbjorn? Because I want to see it, but I know they're not. It's just like, stop playing with my emotions, people.
5, 4,
I don't know.
3,
But
Switch to the bot.
1.
Kevin, though, off of Samba for the first time, onto some Genji, so we're going to see a different style from him. See how good he'll be dashing in and out.
Doesn't have the golden sword, so not a tribute.
Oh god.
But instead of what Mr. Ging did and held up at the front, we do see the Smooth Brains holding on top of Big Earls. So a more traditional hold. They are running the dive so they can anti-dive. But immediately we see the plug in the back trying to deal something to catch or swish here. Looks like they're just going to keep charging along. Jar Jar Dink's going to get picked off by Soames.
Wow.
Not playing Genji, he's actually playing Tracer this time around.
In the reaction to Jar Jar Dinks falling, you saw a massive counter dive from Mystery Gang to go back and try and rectify that situation a bit. And it seems to be a little detrimental from that, as the rest of Smooth Brains were able to capitalize on the kind of quick evacuation of a lot of those high mobility heroes on the front line. So, with a successful defense, at least for the first push here, they get to build up some ultimates, but even though they won that engagement, they're actually down in ultimate status currently, as Kevin, though. I'm interested to see what he'll do with his Dragon Blade.
And we've seen a lot of good Genji. I always love the effect of that Genji skin, or Genji ultimate, but I think the answer to that, Doggles, is he wasn't able to do anything with it. Very unfortunate. Possibly the ultimate not able to get the instant kill that you usually want to, so you can just get the dash resets. And it looks like the Mystery Gang's push just kind of flounders here.
Forwards is really sinking into this
Interesting.
fight. Throws it with just a Tracer next to him, but he'll go down. So, interesting choice unless he plans to switch off. Lucio, who knows, but Pulse Bomb Soames, he's gonna just get Bip Bop out of here. Back away, monkey.
That was really overzealous by Forwards. When you only have the Tracer nearby, it's a 2v4, so you're already losing that fight. To blow one of your big ultimates like that, that's a very interesting choice by him, to say the least.
Well, they're coming in with 4 of their own. And they're pushing in close to that checkpoint with a minute 30, but in comes potentially an ultimate, as I say it. 3, 2, 1 now. There we go. Transcendence. Jar Jar Dinks.
5 ultimate. Runs into the back afterwards. There's the Diva Bomb coming out. It's actually just going to get instantly blocked by a shield. Really good by Bip Bop. And we just have some chaotic fighting as we have monkey, mech on mech. It's just a gigantic slap fight, but we do see Switch has a good sightlines, but the tanks want nothing with him doing that. And we do see, it doesn't take him until overtime, but it does take him a while to get to that first point. Smooth Brains. I mean, not Smooth Brains, Mr. Gang is going to be getting through.
Yep. Eventually breaking down that barrier, getting through that. They're going to push even farther into second to try and grab some people who are out of position. Swish doing a nice jump over to safety for the time, but Kitch didn't Guardian Angel away just fast enough. But actually, they're going to get punished here as the speedy heroes, Hello and Soames, are going to come back with their own kills. And now all they can do is push the cart just a bit further, unless Smooth Brains here are going to try and engage. But perhaps, maybe not. But Mascot, though, just a bit out of position.
Well, that was a different Genji voice line for his ultimate that I heard. And Pop That going to be getting rid of that Diva mech. And just going to be getting the smooth push towards the end.
Just one ultimate to use to clear a path, and that's good enough for them for the time being. And they have a few to back up here. Jar Jar Dinks coming up with this Transcendence again. Swish, though, we'll see if he'll be using that to either prompt the Transcendence, or maybe a Sun Barrier from forwards will be used. But actually, Hello, I'm Halo, leading things off to bust their way out of that tunnel. pulse bomb from the plug. Another two-piece to keep things going. Jar Jar Dinks, though, hitting that Transcendence just to make sure things are just A-okay, squeaky clean. And they're going to push through 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, this is looking pretty dominating for a Mystery Gang here. 3.5 minutes to push on this when most teams usually come at in about like a minute and a half with that overtime. And already pushing up and have a lot of time. Forcing Mascot to play Reinhardt on this point, actually, just to give them some kind of room. Guess they felt the Winston was not working out for them, but the problem with Reinhardt is you can just dive past the gigantic rectangle.
Ooh, but he does fall in the attack visor from Swish, only getting one in the meantime, but the Diva Bomb kept him zoned for the first couple seconds of that. And he'll keep going. Valkyrie from up top from Kitsch, keeping people alive as best he can. Mascot falling after he got rezzed once again. Bip Bob in the back trying to harass Swish, but the healing comes in to rectify, or to save him for the time being. And Swish, over on the high ground, always looking to find those kills, will get pushed off for the time being. Stray doing his job, being harassing, pushing people around. Here comes Kevin. Oh, and there goes Kevin.
Kevin not getting the best value out of that ultimate. But yeah, it seems like they're going to be stalling out here, Dongles. We have 4 members of the Mystery Gang, 3 members of the Mystery Gang staying alive here, and the thing is, it's a mech diva. Jar Jar Dinks popping his strength. No, they like popping these support ults when they're already in a losing position. Swish trying his best to get away after popping his ultimate, not getting much value, and he actually ends up going down. The plug is back trying to get around on Mascot. Actually, I think that was a good play by Mascot. It looked like he was going to charge, so he forced the recall. Ended up not doing anything, just dropped a shield. Hammer down, going to be...
Earthshatter grabbing nothing, a bit of debate, but actually currently Kitsch, a couple seconds ago, switching over to Moira, going up close to that Coalescence. That's maybe what they need, but actually the DPS are just going to take care of it anyway, grabbing half the team of Mystery Gang down. Just the tanks are left here trying to do something with this push that is now faltering here. Stray demeched and he'll get chased down, landed on. Maybe they can grab him, but oh, there we go. Kitsch with the bubble, just barely grabbing him.
So they had a really good push into this, but they only have a minute left. And again, they have to get this push finished, or else they will lose this point to Smooth Brains.
They're gonna have to deal with a Coalescence here, which they don't have anything. Well, it just goes through shields and defensive matrices, so it doesn't matter. Just go through anything, but a little bit better than healing the damage, just in my mind. So let's see where and when Kitsch will use this. Coming into a sound barrier by forwards, but Jar Jar Dinks falling just close to his Transcendence here. Pulse Bomb whiffed onto the shield from Soames. Forwards coming back, trying to speed away a bit, but Soames is caught on his tail in the backline, forcing him to go so far away, but the tracer shots are just too good from Soames right now. He is just on fire. Maybe not in the game, per se, but still, he is having some high impact gameplay so far.
And 10 seconds left here, Dongles. Gonna have a gigantic Fiesta fight coming up. Not many ultimates, but it's gonna be most likely one of those fights where people are going to be getting their ultimates at some point during it.
That Transcendence, though, from Jar Jar Dinks, that's going to be massive. Kevin, once again, trying to go for that Dragon Blade. Half health coming into it, but actually he doesn't get a single kill so far. He's looking for one Kitsch. He can go dive in, but self-destructive. Trying to keep things. He gets Smooth Brain as he ejected out. But out comes the Transcendence. Finally, a great timing as Swish can't do much in that, and they're going to just barely contest it for the time. This is going to be tough to keep it going. Soames, the last chance to keep this alive. Pulse Bomb whiffed off to the side once again. Mascot deleted with the help of an orb.
This is where the payload just starts inching forward one by one as you get a kill, get a second with them out, without them on the point. But that might be enough. Smooth Brain is the only one left. They don't have anyone. Winston could maybe get onto the cart, but no, double overtime. Each team will only have 1 minute to push this cart.
It's been quite some time since I've seen each team having a minute. Usually someone has like an extra 10 seconds or a massive amount of time in the bank, but still, even time here. Let's see who does what and how far they can push it. Typically, if you get that first point, you can push well into second phase of the map, unless the defenders decide to be a bit aggressive and push off that overtime. Because, man, that overtime goes away lickety-split.
Oh yeah, because again, the timer goes immediately as you get in, so it takes like 10 seconds just to get to the cart.
Maybe not 10 seconds, but
Well, maybe not 10,
even
but
it takes
Oh, yes.
quite some time just around the corner itself. So it is going to be a
you can.
quite intense fight.
I think at most you can cap the first point in the timeline, like if you're consistently going. But just from the animation it takes for the door to open.
15
Wait.
seconds. Woo!
Woo! Wait, is it actually 15 seconds?
I timed it some months ago, and I believe that's what I came up with. I assume that's the same. I'd like to assume that's the same for all doors that open, like Dorado has some.
Yeah.
The second door on Dorado, though, that's pretty quick in going into last. But that
Yeah.
first point door, I believe 15 seconds. Or
There you
roughly.
go.
Yeah.
Instantly going to be getting on this point. We do see that Mr. Gaming is playing up like they used to, not really using the big Earl sign, just keeping the supports back there. Along with Kevin playing that Sombra once again.
They
with the-
were
Oh, you got
They were playing super reserved on the cart, but actually they're going to dash right up there onto Big Earls. The D-Mac on a smooth brain, though. Some good wall riding from Hello to follow his tanks up there. It's not just enough at the moment. The hacks from Kevin back on Somber here. It's going to keep him at bay for just a time. But out goes Mascot, just kind of alone, and he has to go immediately back for healing. His Kitch is being a little harassed here by a nanoed Beth Bob.
And this is going to come down to the Donald. Oh, that hack might just be the end of this. They can't get on the point because there's a giant demon mech. Georgia thinks is going to duel the support, and that is going to be that. That is as far the Mr. Gang's going to have to get to win this round.
That's going to be a fairly difficult spot to hold. You can't quite be on Big Earls for that to be super effective. You have to be right on the cusp of that curve there. It'll be interesting seeing what they choose. If they just continue to go with a divey thing, maybe forwards looking for that bastion, just put him on cart and spray away. Who knows?
I mean, they have the Bastion, but these guys never like to be nice and pick their picks right off the bat.
I mean, Mascot is choosing Reinhardt just in case something weird happens. You know, an extra shield never hurts up top. You can keep your support safe for a time being, but perhaps even Bip Bop, or Bip Bob, rather, go with the Orisa rather than Winston. Poland. Kevin probably go for an early scouts with the Sonic Arrow. We saw him on Soldier, which we haven't seen him play quite yet. Just Genji and Sombra. I would assume he'd go back to Genji, or maybe he'll stick with the Soldier. A little more consistent mid damage, mid range.
Mid something, mid riff, mid lift. Yeah, I wonder where Kevin goes, because if he goes for the... They get the Sonic Arrow, he switches. Yeah, he is going to Soldier. I was wondering if they were actually going to try a Bastion comp. They have the Orisa for it.
But they're not going to go with it. Soames, though, off on the Roadhog Kitch. Moira, looking for that quick coalescence. And already is just huge disadvantage, I think, to defend from this spot right here. You don't have a ton of places to go, and you cannot falter for one bit. Mascot's shield is going to go down really quick. Soames coming in for a cheeky hook on this time. He's going to take a breather and head back. No one yet to fall here.
The Moira pick here is really good, though, because you kind of just have a death ball in this corner, and Moira excels at keeping people alive and, like, just clump. And you see, she already has coalescence. Like, Kevin and the Plug have their ultimates already as well. They've just been firing away.
Put the stick on the Kitch as...
Shatter!
Woo! Hello, sir. Are they actually... They're gonna do it, my friends. Stray is gonna be the last one to plug. They gotta get that Baby Diva and Tracer out of there. And oh my goodness, what a clutch Earth Shatter from Mascot to end things here. To go to 1-1. That means we could possibly have King's Row.
King's Row and a Moonmoon Open. What life are we part of, Dongles?
I know. Oh, I hope
And
this is the Earth Shatter.
This is the Fat Shatter. It has to be.
Oh, yeah, that's... Ooh. Forward's opting for the Mercy there. Not a bad choice, especially with such little time. But still, Earth Shatter. Oof. Spicy meatball.
Pretty good, but I don't know. I feel like with that kind of comp, I think Junkrai would have been really good, just to get around that corner, because you know they have to hold them like at the corner, and like so they're gonna have to be clumped up and just spamming grenades. Like I don't know,
It could, yeah.
just little things get around that corner better. But anyway, ends up going to Smooth Brain. So 1-1 already. Looking like we're not going to just have a 3-0 shutout by Mystery Gang.
Oh, 1-1. Going on to some friendly assault. Volskaya it is again.
Volskaya.
It's the choose it, I probably guarantee exclusively for that Sombra.
Yeah, most likely again. Smooth Brains, I mean, will be actually interesting because Smooth Brains have shown they love to run the Sombra on this, and Mr. Gang likes to run Sombra in general. So, both teams are going to have Sombra players. Just going to wait for them to select a side.
We'll see, especially coming into the final round here of this tournament and coming into the middle part of a best of 5, that I wonder if maybe stamina will be a factor here, as they've been playing for a few hours now and they're just trying to bust it out through.
I'm pretty sure that it's already been a factor. I think Smooth Brains is not playing as consistently as we saw them in the second game, especially at the beginning. Definitely think they're starting to flounder, and it's just again a side effect of this tournament started at 8, so we've been going for 3.5 hours now. These players don't really get that much of a break in between their games. It's pretty much they Smooth Brains. They went straight from playing Boop and Gravy to the finals. Don't know about Mystery Gang how much of a break they had, but fatigue is a really big thing when a tournament goes this long.
But the train ain't stopping, that's for sure. Keep it going all the way to snowy Russia. But only if the team's ready up. Boom. Bip bop. Bip bob. Keep saying bob.
What's already?
Bob.
I mean, his name is Bip Bop now. Like, it looks like Bip Bop weren't casting. There's already too much stuff to keep going. You should change it to Bip Bop. He gets that one free name change. But then he has that 5 numbers after his name. And that just means you're a dirty casual.
Ouch. The harsh words.
Hey man, when it comes to Battle.net, the amount of numbers after your name is recognized as prestige. If you have 3 numbers, you're a god. Like those things don't exist. If you have 4 numbers, you're kind of like the OGs, the people who've been around for a while, like when Battle.net first started becoming a thing. Yeah, like the average Joe, the people who have had their accounts for a while. If you have 5 names, you're a normie. Like you just got on. You came here. You played Destiny 2.
Rip Destiny 2. Ugh.
Yeah, I played Destiny 2.
God. I mean, it's still a game, but
I mean, it's fun. It's nice, like a little grindy game. Definitely like not much there, but it's not fun for what it is.
Yeah, it's not doing too hot right now. But you know what is hot? Overwatch. Whoa.
Overwatch. Wow.
Overwatch.
We're casting Overwatch now. Wow.
Coming into the second. Well,
aren't they on the third stage?
No, stage 2 ends. I think this weekend. Tomorrow, perhaps. I don't know. It's either this or that, or this or next weekend. Good lord. Because I know teams are looking to grab those playoff spots. Let's see, actually. Oh yeah, tomorrow. Pog champ. Gladiators lost.
Poggers.
That means tomorrow, Philadelphia versus London. 4 o'clock EDT. Boom. Nice. Then they face off, of course, who else? New York XL. for that first place stage money.
I kind of
100
like
grand.
I like Philly because they do a lot of stuff with the collegiate scene in Philadelphia, like the Penn State. They've done a lot of events with them, and I don't know. As a college student, I really appreciate that because it can be hard going from collegiate to professional.
They have round. Feels good, man.
It's good, man. Anyway, back to our
Working straight into it. Swish.
the actual competitive
Look at
Overwatch.
that. An Assault Widow on Volskaya. I'm not sure if I've quite seen that here. Interesting. You have to be kind of stuck in these odd corners. The Plug already in the back looking for some interesting kills, but they're going to be up top damage boosting a few times, and they're going to be dip, duck, dip, and diving.
Dip, duck,
Oh,
and
sure.
dive.
Yeah, back
There we
and
go.
forth. But looks like Swish going back into his team, and they're going to boop him away, and Bitbob almost barely getting his jump out there. But right now, the healing is just a nice little healing circle in the bottom left. Surprisingly, no Sombra here, which I thought they definitely would have had, but Kevin going down with a stuck pulse bomb from Soames, brought back up by forwards. And Kitch has his own resurrect as well, bringing up a big fatty tank. Mascot putting down that shield, and they're looking to grab that other tick. So close. There they go. At least get one. The Plug coming in, looking for something nasty, but he's going to be... Yeah, he's going to be chased down once again by Soames. And right now, Swish, not super contested. But oh my gosh! The mid-air headshot onto Kevin, who is using his tac visor. What a play by Swish. And finally, someone is going for that man. Self-destruct on point and grab Bitbob. And they are just having this huge extended fight currently all over the place right now. Swish not even worrying about Stray, who's just standing right next to him with the healing from Kitch. My god. Impressive.
I mean, it's like when Mascot said, like, "Oh my god, my Shadow, it was like the best play in this game, or in this series." Swish was like, "Hold my beer real quick," and has the style on the kids with that Widow. Going to be getting that points. Not the most quickly. 6 minutes is still a reasonable time to be pushing on to this.
I think that's a great time, especially for how long they kept for not like regrouping at all. They just kept filtering in and reviving when they could. And they're going to keep going, dashing on. The Plug is having a hard time finding those two pieces apparently, but never mind. He gets them once again in a third to bring down Soames. He's been chased around quite a bit in this series, but he always seems to find those nice juicy pulse bombs.
Yeah, Storms is doing a really good job on this Tracer, just in general. Being a, like, again, best job you can do as a Tracer, being the most annoying person on the map, and consistently in the backline, making supports have to look behind them, try to hear that blip as he blinks in behind. Kevin, onto his Sombra though. I was actually going to mention that before we had the gigantic fiesta on the point. I was expecting both teams to run Sombra. We had neither on the first point. Kevin already switching into it right now.
Yep, and Swish getting sought after by Kevin, finding his way around the map. And Jar Jar Dinks grabbed his own kill as well. Has that Transcendence in the pocket. But they got both insurance policies filled out, the defensive Transcendence and the offensive hack here from Kevin. So right now they're feeling okay. They can take another fight as long as no one feeds. But they got a lot to use if they need it.
Yeah, and Forward's like even in the fight will get his ultimate 75, and he gets like 4% for every shot or something like that. But speaking of feeding, Swish is gonna be feeding to Plug's pulse bomb there. Instantly going to get that fixed by Kitch, but Kitch is going to lose his life and Swish as well as the primal rage is popped and pop goes the monkey.
Mascot just now getting his primal rage as he falls. Nothing he could do there.
Question mark spam.
Question marks.
Much better.
But let's see who forwards perhaps will throw a nano boost onto. Probably Bitbob, because that's what he's done. I think he hit it onto Stray once or twice as well, but Bitbob seems to be the favorite target from forwards for this nano boost. And speaking of Ana, anti-heal and asleep onto Smooth Brains, who's now having a bit of a tough time. He has a oh wow, what an interesting moment for that self-destruct to go up on that platform as he got ejected. Not the greatest placement or RNG for that. But it looks like even the switch from Swish onto Sombra isn't quite working out for them just yet. Kitch switching over to Moira as well. Just a little extra defense against Kevin on his Sombra.
And Smooth, not Mr. Gang. I keep getting the names mixed up. Mr. Gangs holding pretty well on this last point, 257. After this has already been what, a 3-minute hold, so pretty solid defense. This is really going to come down to that, most likely that last minute or just getting a really good pick. But Swish has switched to that Sombra, so we see the Sombra on Sombra action. Kevin going to get that fat hack. Smooth going to go down. We see the Nano Monkey coming out. A Primal Monkey on the side of Smooth Brains. And they might actually...
Mascot just chasing down Kevin, and Soames will be able to clean up there right now. But right now, both healers on the side of Mystery Gang are just sitting up top having a good old time in their peanut gallery, throwing down healing as Jar Jar Binks comes in with a foot to the face to Soames to end that escapade. But they're going to continue.
Swish go? There's like skulking around the back. Where did he go?
He wants the time, but he's now back up front. He just hacked Bip Bob briefly. But Bip Bob going back to protect his back line for the time being. He has his Primal Rage. But Swish has his own hack, and this could be devastating in the right place.
Yeah, especially because Kevin doesn't have the counter hack. There we go. It's going to be landing on them, but Trance right away. Guess they didn't catch him in the range. You see Coalition pop by Kitch getting 3 people, but that's just not going to be enough. And it is looking like it might go to Mystery Gang here. Looking like Smooth Brains is just faltering. Yes, they got way too split up. Mystery Gang managed to wrap back around on them and just clean up the stragglers.
Yeah, I think that hack being not interrupted by being blocked by some walls as some of the healers were hiding behind. But Kevin getting up and close and personal once again, coming into his hack third time here.
60 seconds.
Let's see how Smooth Brains can work their magic. 60 seconds left. Not many ultimates to rely on so far. Someone's looking for something, but Swish super low in the backline. Needs some healing. Press that X button, dude. Oh, the healing horde from Moira is going way above and out. Coming back in, diving straight onto the team. Mascot going right in there, but is decimated right away. Tit for tat, they're going back and forth.
30 seconds.
But it is looking like Smooth Brains is going to falter here. They might have just a little bit more time to get onto this last point. But 20 seconds they're going to have to touch it.
Hello, I'm Halo will be the person to grab that point, unless they can perhaps jump on there, boost on there, whatever they can do. Soames, though, coming in with a shield, a little bit more defensive presence, but in comes an early hack with a self-destruct right in the middle. A DMAC only onto Smooth Brain. The damage has been done. Another hack onto Hello. And that's going to be pretty much it for the most part, with a Transcendence from Jar Jar Binks. Hard pressed to come back from this one. They do fall. Mascot, the last bastion of hope. Only 1 point taken, not even a tick from Smooth Brains.
That's huge for Mystery Gang because they just have to capture the first point, which on both sides, not the hardest thing because there's not really a good defense, like defendable point, and then they just have to get a tick.
Potentially just the one fight on the second point if they can make it. But who knows? Anything could happen. I mean, we saw Smooth Brains come through big on Route 66. Especially overtime pushes galore.
Smooth Brains, the masters of clutching it out. Dongles, what happens if they draw here? That actually might be a option.
It could be. Then we'll go to a control best of one at the end of the series. If by the time we go through the rest of the maps, a winner still hasn't been decided, then we go to our tiebreaker at the end, which will be Nepal, best of one.
Nepal champ Nepal. Trying to see what the teams are running. Mascot again, just playing Bastion and then jumping off. Don't know why he enjoys doing that.
It hurts me.
They're actually gonna try tank this, which is interesting. The Moira's going to help out with that because of just her insane amount of healing.
They're
Attackers
going.
incoming
It,
in
well,
30 seconds.
depending on how you look at it, Swish with the hacking of the health packs can be a pseudo healer. So they're kind of doing a, you know, almost triple healer. If the I don't know, it's a stretch, but as long as the tanks stick by those health packs, they can make it work, perhaps.
Yeah, and tanks notably not as easy to dive as DPS are.
5, 4, 3,
Let's see how to do.
1.
Mr. Gang not running a Sombra on this first point, so Kevin gonna be on to his Genji.
I think Sombra going into attack, not a great choice, especially, well, now they're going to know. Swish on Sombra himself. But the Plug already up top, looking to tag anyone he can. BitBob calling in the shield to go into the tiny room off the side, but that Sombra
I feel
health
like
pack
that's
is
what you
going to
wanna
keep
be.
things pretty difficult for Mystery Gang to make any sort of headway here, but the dashes potentially from Kevin are going to be doing a lot of damage here. He has to back off for the time being. Stray D-maxed up top, he just barely makes it, but the hook from Soames is going to stop him in his tracks. Stray jumping off the edge.
A big part of that, though, is something we didn't get to see off screen. Switch dashed across the point and managed to pick off Jar Jar Binks. So they were missing a support for that in the last part of the fight, which allowed Smooth Brains to move out and start just getting kills because, again, they were lacking a healer.
Plug has his pulse bomb again. Let's see if he can pull off another huge feat, maybe another double kill, as he's been noted to get here.
It's gonna be hard because it's
Jar Jar falling early with Swish diving in, well, not diving in, but stealthing in. They're not even going to try and take a 5v6 here, but the Plug, he does have a few dashes left. He's going to, yeah, just get his way right out of there. Mascot with the last little charge, maybe he could grab something.
But 2 minutes left on this last point. They need to find some kind of angle to break into this. You see Plug trying to go for something but couldn't find the angle to force the recall. But they are slowly moving on to the point against some are forced to translocate, but there's the tank, and they have nothing to go around. Oh, the shield, but it's not going to be enough! BitBob is going to go down, and this is just going to be the cleanup for Smooth Brains. Donald's, you're cursing the Mr. Gang here, because you're bringing up the fact that Smooth Brains managed to hold it against really bad odds on Route 66, and now they're doing it again here on Volskaya.
Hey, man, it is what it is. The hack was great. The shield placement from BitBob was just almost there. But that placement of that self-destruct by Smooth Brain was just riding that perfect line where it could sneak inside and get that massive damage here. And they're still sitting pretty here, each side with their ultimates, but out comes a cacophony of colors, ultimates, and abilities as Soames trying to push people back with this whole hog, creating a bit of space, but the shield from Mascot, he still has his Earth Shatter, keeps people alive from that self-destruct, and throws it down, hits 3 people, but in the meantime, they're shielded for just a bit, but the Plug gets charged in out of that. Probably the perfect person with the shields. Anyone else probably would have survived that from the sound barrier. So far, this fight continues on. It looks like they're going to fall back for the time being. They want to be at absolute full strength, not taking any chances, especially with such little time remaining.
Yeah, 45 seconds. Kevin's just trying to charge up that ultimate. BitBob's going to come in, trying to get on smooth. He's actually going to lose his mech potential. Yes, he is. The amount of healing is not going to be enough to save him. They're going to get 2 ticks onto this point. Can they get the third? We see Smooth Brains isn't doing anything. Coalescence is popped finally, but Reinhardt's going to go down through that. Smooth Brains is finally going to mech right back up. A trick from JoJo Jinx is going to be popping up, and as the mechs shoot each other, he's still trying to get on the side with his Roadhog, trying to get onto Ford, but instead of just fine, Jar Jar Jinx straight is left the light, but he comes down onto the point. It is just forwards, but he's not going where his name suggests. He's going to go backwards with BitBob, and they have 10 seconds to get this last point, and I don't think they have enough time, Douglas.
Yeah, they're pushing out really far here, but they will take down BitBob. I was afraid they were probably going to lose, but the hook from Soames is going to keep them. And unless someone else can dive right onto the point, Kevin just a few feet away and above. He'll fly off as the death goes, but Smooth Brains coming in with the second half, or these like round 2 victories here.
Of the game.
Or round 3, I guess, in terms of Route 66. But Swish dealing a bit of their own medicine, or Mystery Gang's own medicine, as the hacks, as we see, are just too good.
Yeah. Mystery. Hang on one second.
Epic.
To be expected.
Sorry about that. I had something stuck in my throat and I need to take a drink.
All right.
But yeah, Smooth Brains making that song work tremendously well. You'd think that backing into a small corner like that would not work out, but when you have a hacked medkit, Moira, and a Lucio healing you up in that corner, turns out it's pretty good.
Not bad at all. I'm on the edge of my seat. We got a series now, boys. That first control game was a bit worrisome. But now, both teams coming in to their full strides. They're in that runner's high right now. They're looking to continue on here on some hybrid, which we have not seen at all tonight.
Yeah, save for exclusively for the best of fives, because best of threes we only get to cover 3 types of maps. But I have to wait and see what they pick from Eichenwald, Kings Row, or Hollywood, or as I like to call it, Kings Row, or Kings Row. I feel like they're going to not pick Kings Row, and it's just going to be a gigantic meme.
I'm sure they have I assume they have some strats, particular to some maps that they feel more confident on. But because this is the first time I've seen them play in a tournament, I have no idea what they will choose.
Yeah. And again, just to reiterate, if Smooth Brains wins the next match here, they will be your Moonmoon 2.3 Summer Open winners. I think I said that in the wrong order, but it's almost midnight, almost.
Oh, my
Blizzard
heart,
World.
my heart is warm.
Yeah, where's Blizzard World?
My heart's warmed. They did it.
Kings Row. This is a PogChamp moment, ladies and gentlemen, because we have not seen Kings Row in Moonmoon Open since the Stone Age, I'm pretty sure.
A long
Kings
time.
When Overwatch was first invented, when our ancestors used to play it.
It was back when dive was just becoming a strat. And then teams just exclusively chose Kings Row when we did a map banning process rather than a pool of maps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Old times.
I remember when Tank was a thing or like when May first became a thing, and like you just had the May sit in the corner and then wall off as you came in.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to see what happens. See what happens? See what happened. Happen. Brain not working. Dumb. All right, here we go. Go into our potential final match here.
Now
It could be a good
entering
one. I think it
King's
will
Row.
be a good one. Oh, it's whispering sweet nothings into my ear. The King's Row.
Best map in all of Overwatch.
Smell
Good to be
that.
back.
Pollution
Yeah,
is in the air.
Yeah. It smells really bad because this is London.
Dusty old streets and old buildings. I can just
Sewage
smell the
smell.
asbestos. Asbestos
Gotta love
is
it.
the bestest.
That it is. Mascot is once again hovering that Torbjorn on the Isle. Forever cry, because I know it's no one will be picked. More interesting is we see double Moira coming out. We're seeing it a little bit throughout this tournament, but again, it could always be. Wait, are we even in game? Oh, yeah, we go. I thought we like in like some weird like
You're
pre-lobby.
asking existential questions I just cannot answer at this moment.
Yeah, are we in a game? Is life a game? Are we just a simulation? No, I've fortunately not been smoking enough the devil's lettuce to ask those questions.
The marijuana, the kids call it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I am drawing a blank on going along with that name, so I'm just gonna kill it. Anyway, Moira being popped up a numerous amount of times at specific points, but never first pick. Again, the attacking team has chance, and they are looking like they're switching, but I doubt it because Kitch has been their support player for most of this. So do not think they will do that. But yeah, they're gonna switch like the Moira, and we're just gonna have a double Moira opening. Wait a second.
Tank. Hello, I'm Halo. Going for early picks is my guess. He'll probably change off if he doesn't grab anything. Go over to Lucio as he's been known to play here. Boom, there it is. Falling back into point. Inviting. Ever so sultry. Onto the point. Mascot looking to grab some good old hammer time here. It's just a fight of shields up and shields down. But both Zarya's here are getting some high charge. Smooth Brain coming in with huge power and already pushing them off point straight, having a tough time keeping any good sightlines here. Soames pulls them in, but Mascot is actually the one that will fall to that. Already a tech gotten on the point actually, but there you go. Pushing back, Jar Jar Dinks. The Zen man himself going over to some Moira.
And Bipop proving to be the alpha Ryan in this case, got his ultimate off before Mascot even is at 50 just now. So gonna be able to have that good old hammer down, and it comes down to the good old shield mind games that we all know, love, and miss because everyone plays Winston now.
And interesting choice from Swish, as you've seen the Sombra pick coming close to a hack, going to their backline. Kevin, who's on Junkrat, now it's time to throw in, but yeah, man, Coalescence with a grab, boy, that is nasty.
I literally Omega rolled there because my jaw dropped like to the floor when I saw that dirty flank grab from the Zarya into the Coalescence, just wipe the entire team. That never feels good.
And even with that combo, it saves Swish's ult for their next fight here, which is pretty huge.
That and then it's a really good combo because you have Swish who can hack the entire team, and then guess what? You can't shield when you don't have a shield. A giant Earthshatter.
Oh, Bip-Bob!
Oh, they didn't get Bip-Bob though.
A nice reaction time. Mascot not even trying to fight that one back there. At least looked at it on my screen. They're gonna push hard back here.
Force back here. The plug is just sitting out a nice charge on that Zarya here, just keeping them back. Oh, are they spawn camping? That's not cool.
Not technically spawn capping, they're just playing aggressive defense. But both Zaryas currently being very high energy. No team's taking really any not having a good trigger finger for keeping those buttons off the shields, but they're just gonna keep going. The singular Earthshatter on the Smooth Brain in the back will actually get him down, reset all that energy. Maybe just work out for them as they're just pushing so hard. They're coming in with a vengeance. They are not happy that they have lost 2 maps, but currently Swish. Shh, don't notice anything. Oh, there, I finally saw. Hello, don't forget about that payload.
I mean, again, it forced. Oh, sorry, yeah. It forced good old Mr. Gang to, move their tents, like, pick up the camping gear and get outside the camping grounds outside the spawn. But we do see that fat grab. Not going to get much onto it though. We see both Coalescence. Another fat grab. Will we see a return? The sound barrier is coming off. It's going to keep everyone alive. Both grabs grab so many members of each team, but both of them aren't followed. But it is looking like Mr. Game is just going to be pushing in and cleaning up as they again push into the spawn, pitch up their tents, and reclaim their camping ground.
Yeah, both supports on either side doing great jobs keeping people alive. Although Mascot had just the perfect shield placement from that self-destruct as they're all pulled together in that grab here. Well, let's see if maybe Mascot can land his Earthshatter this time. But Bip-Bob currently away from his team, now back in. There you go, there it is. 4-piece, actually 5-piece, as Jar Jar Dinks got knocked around the edge for a bit, and they are just going to pile on, and Mascot, my man, coming in with the huge hammer swings, and Soames backing him up with the pills. Now on to Junkrat.
Again, that's just like such a dirty combo because in a Ryan v Ryan matchup, it comes down to those mind games with who shield, like when you're shielding, when you drop the shield, who's gonna ult first, etc. And I mean, when you have a Sombra, it can be like, yeah, you're dropping your ult now, and then you can just coordinate that with your line. It's just like, okay, that's an easy 5-man shatter.
Mind games abundant, but now we're looking for probably both grabs coming in from this fight. A tire coming in from Soms, jumping in, will grab Bitbop. Shield is down. Plug looking to probably use that grab right on the payload. They're gonna coalesce right into that as well, and it is just a mass amount of damage on either side. Coalescence from Kitch though was the just barely later when he tried to hide around a post. The light post didn't save him, and then everyone eventually falls with a Kevin rip tire.
That's actually really unfortunate for where Kevin was, like, at least for Smooth Brain there, because Kevin was actually positioned in such a angle that he couldn't coalesce him while he was ulting.
Or Kitch, you mean?
No, where was it? Kevin on Junkrat. He was up on the rafters.
Oh, I see.
I was watching
a.
yeah, where was it called? Yeah, Kitch was trying to get the coalescence off on him, but it kept clipping into the railing, so he couldn't actually get it off on him. Feels so bad.
Switch. To McCree, the golden gun coming in. The plug looking to push some people back, is grabbing up the high energy, looking to get some defense there. But Bitbob coming in, mascot this time, he can get the block or shatter. Tire coming in from Soames, grabs forwards, who's on Lucio this time instead of the regular Anna. What we've seen in this series so far. We continue on the payload, but both teams coming in with high energy Zaryas. Coalescence from Jar Jar Dinks to push back, keep it going. 10 seconds. Do or die time. Smooth Brain's getting pushed around, knocked around. He's so close, 99% to grab, super high energy, but he falls. Deadeye in the back, chill is up from Bitbob. But how can he do? He's just pushing people back, but actually the Moira orb grabs him in the end, and that spelled defeat here. Kitch can't do much as he's coalescing all the whole team there.
Bro, Donalds, historically, they didn't even get to finish the map. They got to the second point. This does not look good for Mystery Game or for Smooth Brains. However, every time we've said that, they've literally full held the first point. So,
I mean, the full hold here, it can be a little.
We just came off of a full hold on the first point of Volskaya.
That's true, but hey, man, if you got the right heroes, maybe Junkrat spamming through those choke or those lines. You never know, but it just depends on what they choose and where they decide to position themselves. Maybe switch looking for a defensive Sombra this time.
And again, that's pretty good because you have a lot of good health packs. Like you can hack the one in the hotel so they can't grab that as they're like hiding back there. There's one in the back of the what is this, like garage? Where the cart comes out of?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. There's a big health pack back there that you can hack. You can hack the one in the back alley if you're trying to go for that flank, the one underneath the statue. So just having control over all those health packs is really good because again, it denies your enemy team as they're pushing in to have that instant health, and it also just gives you room to move around as well.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Soames looking with a cheeky trap on the side of the double-decker bus. Take a tour. Get trapped at the same time. Bitbob
The government here is such
going with
medieval
a
leaning towards arms.
Reinhardt with the Outlaw's skin. Muma, great tank,
5,
if I do say so myself.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Bitbob trying to do the early callouts, but the plug gets trapped with little damage from Soames. Not a ton of charge, but he'll continue to spam on through. Swish up on top of the statue, gets the perfect target there. Bitbob, no shield for you, and they have to retreat back to a more protected area here. Flame strikes coming in from either side. Zarya bubbles up to get that energy. They're gonna dive straight on here, push him into the corner as they just got pushed in the corner as well in the previous rounds. Early
Oh wow!
rip tire from Kevin.
Already.
immediately on to hello, and a coalescence from Jar Jar to seal the deal here, and that will be practically a team kill, although Soames went down early.
And this is pretty ridiculous. Like this amount of like,
Oh,
what just happened? There?
hello.
the spawn, like the getting the unfortunate spawns, that is very unfortunate. But it is like, I don't know, I guess Mr. Gang just took all of their like 5-hour energies or something.
Oh my gosh.
They all drink Red Bulls or something. Like they are playing super aggressive with like new energy, and they're just catching Smooth Brain on that backflip.
Soam's getting majorly staggered for a time there. Just now joining the fold here. Biff Bob though, and Mascot both have their Earth Shatter, so who's gonna press that Q button first? Straight into Mascot's shield. There was no chance that he was gonna make it, but still he just speed boosts right in from the help. But in comes Mascot with his own 2-piece. He'll get 1 kill, but it is not looking too great here, even with a forward sound barrier. They're looking to clean this up. Soames spins to win, but he's gonna get killed here. And that is gonna be it here. A clean sweep Coalescence. But that's not gonna do. Oh, the boop from the self-destruct on Hello was the only possible chance they had to contest that. But wow, just unlucky right there.
Play of the game.
Oh wow, Mora. Oh, this is from the whatever it's called, the graph. The fat graph.
Very first one.
Oh,
Invisible.
I like
Mystery.
Invisible Hands. Yeah. Small indie dev company, by the way.
Oof. Well then.
We have a series dongles 2-2 going into this.
Pure class.
Control it is. Can't have a tie here. So we did Li Jiang first. So it is Nepal or Ilios.
I think they'll go to Nepal. Or they might just try to like live off the randomness.
There it is,
go.
Nepal.
Yeah. Again, Ilios it's way too random of a map. There's too many external factors. You want to keep those external factors down to a minimum, which is why it tends to go to Nepal and or Lijiang.
Well, plus we already did Li Jiang, so we can't do
Oh
it.
yeah.
Boom.
But I'm a fan of Oasis, but we're not allowed to have fun.
Yeah, we used to have it for a time.
So they just came out with the hybrid map with Blizzard World. They haven't released a new control point map?
I mean,
before?
Oasis was the first new
Oh
map.
yeah, Oasis. Yeah. Have they released a new map for everything of every type now?
Assault has not gotten a new one, I don't
Traveling
believe.
to Nepal.
Horizon.
Oh, Horizon. Never mind. I'm dumb.
Straight escort?
I don't know. I've not. Brain power is not there. I'll look it up while we.
I'm trying to think. Like, what are the straight escort maps?
I'm
Dorado.
I'm sure people are just like these idiots right now.
Uh,
Junkertown. Durr.
Junkertown. Okay.
Of course. Then Eichenwald as well.
So
Blizzard
they
also-
they've released a new map for every type of game mode.
Yeah. Don't forget about arena maps. Bert.
Because people play that.
Because no one plays Junkertown except for Overwatch League.
It's almost as if no one enjoys playing Junkertown or something.
Huh.
Let's see Bastion played in 22 different ways.
All right. We're going the distance. We're going for speed.
5.
We're
4,
not all alone.
3,
All alone.
But most likely, we are going for fun.
Round 1.
Here we
Capture
go.
the
The
objective.
final map, the absolute deciding map here. Sombra from Kevin once again, but Swish looking to bust those tanks as Reaper. Let's see how he does it.
Reaper. That is actually very interesting. You haven't seen Reaper all tournament.
It's not a bad choice, especially with those tanks who like to dive in here. And Soames trying to get Stray back into the fold, but Swish coming in to grab the plug for first blood.
And it is looking like Smoothbrain are just going to be taking this point first on. Big Bop, the clean hook by Soames. This point is going to go over to Smoothwaves has they've shown pretty dominant performances on all the control map we've seen. Actually, no, they lost. I forgot they lost to Mr. Gang on the first map, Lejong.
Yeah, pretty handily, or they lost pretty handily, I guess. if
Yeah,
that's
that was a
medium.
quick stomp. So
Yeah.
never mind that they're controlling them this early on, like this well early on, is pretty good.
I think they're just figuring out how Mystery Gang likes to play here. But Kevin, playing that Sombra once again, has that hack, and they're definitely going to lead off with this. And they're pretty well grouped up and grabs, I believe, all 6. Swish maybe the only one not in there, but still, they're going to pounce right on that Pulse Bomb, going on the fatty tanks, doing a ton of damage. Soms to fall after that as well, and they will clean up nicely to retake that point, just shy of 50%.
Oh, yeah. Not to reiterate a point here, just when you can get a sick 6-man hack like that, it's really hard to stop that. You can't pop any support ultimates to stop it. You lose all your abilities. You are literally just a gun, a hammer, or a sucky beam.
Put it that way, doesn't sound too bad. But they're going to come in with the sound barrier, and maybe a whole hog and push people away. Jar Jar Dinks just staying on point and doing not too much healing, more ancillary at this point. As a whole hog is pushing people around. They're going to move their way onto point. Swish has Deathblock. He's going to use it right in the middle of a support or two.
He jumped into it.
He'll grab it. He was avoiding the self-destruct that was on point from Smooth Brain at the time. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And as they do, they're going to retake that, almost matching the Mystery Gang, almost matching.
Oh, poor Kevin. Just translocated, Stones finds him and just hooks him into the gigantic strap gun.
See, the thing with this Sombra play, they can come back in each fight with a hack potentially, so they have very good chances of retaking these points very quickly. They're looking to grab before that 90% mark at least.
Yeah, and even if they get that hack, like look again, the top left of the screen is all lit up dongles. We got a ton of ultimates.
The plug to fall early in this fight as Swish still going, and they're doing the smart thing and following back. Every abilities are coming back up as self-destruct hits in the rear lines. Mascot coming through charging, wants to get back into the fight, and they're gonna just immediately go off the side because they knew that fight was lost and they need to get back pronto here to the point to have another good push.
Do you think they're gonna
Kevin
have
to
time?
Junkrat.
5%. Oh, the Junkrat. Okay, I was about to say that Junkrat might. Oh, the fat
Earth
shatter.
Shatter. That's what they needed. But BitBob actually getting a long distance charge onto Halo. 9% short of the sound barrier. That could be the exact thing they needed in this rush to overtime here.
But that's a Death Blossom. Oh, that's actually not a Death Blossom, but Mascot
Gets one though. Kevin does fall.
But they're just getting picked off one by one. There's a sound barrier you were talking about earlier. Jungle's BitBop going to get hooked as he's coming back in. And this is looking like it's going to go over to Smooth Brain.
All right. The first step has been taken. Smooth Brain's looking to seal it out here potentially in the second map of Nepal. Mystery Gang not too far behind. 2-2, man. This is a great series. And so far, Smooth Brains are showing to not give up on control. They are learning from their mistakes, perhaps from the first map we played on Lijiang Tower.
Looking through, I don't think anyone has switched up their comps yet. These are just the exact same comps, correct, Dungles?
But Kevin just switched late game to Junkrat
Oh yeah,
from
he was
Sombra. And
Sombra, yeah. Someone just not working out. He can't work
yeah,
on
he's-
his angle.
the hacks are great, but it's just the breaking of the shield might be more beneficial for them at this time. And oh man, yeah, the pills coming in and Kitch just finding the wrong side there.
I love Junkrat where like just randomly that can happen. And they're just going to be pushing in with that pressure. Oh, the double
The
charge.
double charge.
Yeah, unless we're trying to do something cheeky there. But it is not going to land, and this is going to go over to the Mr. Gang.
Strong showing in a round 2 here. But both teams doing a smart thing there. They lose one, they back out immediately as they can, but Mystery Gang were hot on their heels, coming out for a few more picks, build up and pad that ultimate status. But the concussive mines from Kevin doing pretty well, but he will fall. The Swish is still on that Reaper, going through those shields from Bitbob, the mischarge from him, coalescence to keep people alive from both sides.
Yeah. But look at
I'm sorry,
Soma's
Kitch
angle
now
here,
just
Dongles.
getting hits.
Soma's is literally just in
Oh,
the
the
back
double
firing.
Earth Shatter, excuse me? What?
Oh my god. So during all this, Dongles, Soma's was literally just in the back firing away, and the forces the D.Va turn back. And while he dies early on in his whole hog, just forcing the D.Va to look away. Oh, the D.Va one actually kills the tire. Might have been able to, but the sound barrier from the Lucio is going to keep him alive, and it's looking like we are going to see Mr. Gang hold this point.
Yeah, the sound barrier doing well for him, and the the self-destruct actually destroying the tire was quite comical, just barely rounding that corner. But we're looking for Swish, perhaps, with a great Death Blossom.
This is most likely going to be the last fight, too, because we're getting into that area
Perhaps.
where like they don't have enough time.
Depends,
Yeah,
but
this definitely is the last fight.
the plug is going to do a huge grab here. There's no place for him to go out, except for right now. But Jar Jar Dink's the only one to fall from that. The plug going in, he doesn't. Oh, he.
Mascot. Going to be getting that at 90%. They might have just a little, like the Lucio would have maybe just enough time to run back after they get wiped, but it will be very close if they lose this point to come back.
Good patience from the plug on not using his grab down. He was looking at the ground, and it looked like he really wanted to use it, but at that time, all of his teammates died within like a span of 2 seconds. So someone must have had a really good call out of save, 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 don't use anything yet. But now you're back into the fray. Earth Shatter blocked. Coalesce is coming in, but an interesting grab coming into the corner from the back end in a charge, and the mascot to take down that shield as they are just
Oh, the
killing,
back
going.
shatter. They're going only onto Smooth Brain, but we see sounds like they're trying to get that whole hog off, but D.Va is just going to stop him from that, and it's looking like Mystery Gang is going to be pushing onto this point, and they're going to retake their lost territory, and it's going to come down to Halo to stop this. They're going to try their best. He's going to get on the point, going to get pushed away by the D.Va and swept away by the Reinhardt. Can the rest of them get onto the point? 99%, and they don't have enough time with the Doom Fist.
Last second choice.
Score
But
1-1.
we are at the final. This is it.
Really the closest you can get on this game. 2-2 in map score. 1-1 on the last control point. This is literally how many games of Overwatch you can have in a Moonmoon Open final.
Coming into Sanctum to end things, nevertheless. The huge pit. Huge. It's just, ooh, it wants it. It wants people to eat.
And I definitely
Devour.
expect a comp more like what Smooth Brains is running right now, the Roadhog, like what we saw on Ilya as well earlier, with the Roadhog, the Orisa, the Lucia. Don't see the Orisa or Hog out of Mystery Gang, so I'm wondering what they are thinking about doing. They only have
They're confident.
Junkrat
I mean, they're confident. Look how they're going so deep. They're not taking any chance, or they are taking chances here, but they're just going deep into enemy territory here, and the plug is just going to fill up the kill feed so far. And Kevin already up to almost 70% on his rip tire. Hello? Boops him off, though. You got to be careful.
Did they
That
just
actually
walk
resets
up to
all of
them?
his energy. They absolutely did. A little extra speed boost gave him the chance to get up there. They weren't quite expecting it. So Smooth Brains, a little shocked there.
What's that one joke? It's did you just walk up to that man and down smash? Something along that round. But yeah, they walked up to them, pushed them back, and then won that fight. Like that was that. Someone's gonna get the kill onto Kevin though, so definitely trying to fight back on this last map. Mascot sitting in that corner with Bitbop in the back, just swinging around his hammer. Morga Kitch is on that top well though. It's gonna help out, but we do see Colas on top. But the shatter would land onto Mascot, and this fight is going to maybe
Oh,
lose
no.
Smooth Brain.
Oh, Smooth Brain tried to get Bitbop off the edge, but he just kind of fell into another line of damage, and he will fall stray down as well. So they're gonna have to take a more reserved position here, Mystery Gang that is, until they can become full strength. They have grab, almost have the tire, but they also have self-destruct. A lot of things to pair nicely. It's like a fine wine with some food that goes well with the line. Cheese, perhaps. But here they come. A lot of ultimates in. A counter tire, perhaps, coming in to grab their own. And it didn't go quite how they wanted it. The tire comes in to get one, but at this point, the point's already been flipped here. And that is a huge investment by, well, both teams.
Yeah, both teams not going to have ultimates. You have the power amplifier from Orisa coming up and the sound barrier from forwards. But other than that, yeah, this next fight is going to be pretty much who can just position or outplay the other. And Bitball getting bound into the team, not what you want to have. There's sound barrier coming out. Maybe the there's damage amplifier. Plug though, booped.
He was slightly booped, but then took a sidestep off the map.
Boops 2 people off of the Diva mech, and it is looking like Mr. Dingstrom. We take this. Yeah, it is. Halo popping that sound barrier. Probably should have just kept it.
I mean, they're trying. They're going for it. They're demeching. So it's going to cause them to go off the side. Soam's coming in. We'll grab Jar Jar Dinks. That, I mean, we'll stall him for a bit, but investing a little too much in that fight, as you're just saying. Interesting to see how they approach this again. The attack visor is really going to be the only thing they're coming in with, but Bitbop, shield, and a defensive matrix from Stray will be something hard to get past.
Yeah, coming in with a sound barrier would make this fight so much more better, but using that when you only had Halo on the point, that's not going to help it. Soam's going to get Jar Jar Dinks right off the bat. Oh, he's in the back corner. No one's dealing with him. Smooth. Oh, they are just getting so many good angles on them. They're going to roll into it. Just 3 people left. Boot up again. And then Plug not going to get exactly the right angle. Smooth, but they are going to retake this point. They have to hold this for the rest of the time, Donald, or they will be losing this finals.
$600 on the line. Cash money, dollar dues.
That's like each person could sub for 4 months, $24.99. That's a lot of money. 73 cents a day.
Well, let's see who's gonna pull the trigger first. They have Smooth Brains has 4 ultimates here, coming out with an early coalescence. But Smooth Brain hiding in the corner, coming out with his whole hog. A lot of other things happening on the screen. Lasers abound. Kevin looking for a good tire. Soam's found a 3-piece. But Kevin only gets his one. But well, they jump off the edge as well. Some help.
Yeah, they just want to reset really fast. They have to.
So everyone
honestly tried to reset as well because they don't have that much time to get back. They'll get on point, but Stray's going to be coming in late, so that could be detrimental. No ultimates. Bitbop has his shatter. If they get this off of fat shatter donglets, I do not know what I'll do.
Hello, I'm Halo. Is the Kurusu. He's gonna boom up. He's right in the corner. The pole actually from Mascot, almost grabbing him back in, but the only 3 down. It's looking so good for them. They only have a supercharger left, but they're gonna throw it down way in the back. Try and seal the deal here. Is do or die time. Last stand. They are coming back after an abysmal control point on the very first time, but full time, best of 5. They're gonna grab it. 3-2. GG Smooth Brains.
Bip was their one chance of completely winning that fight, getting that shadow down when Orisa drops her shield or something like that. But he gets booped up, almost pulled back by the Orisa. And this is that fat 3-man tire in the back for Sums, winning them that fight and pretty much establishing the tempo of the game. Donald, I don't know what to say.
Incredible. I think if I had to choose an MVP of the match, I would actually have to give it to Hello, I'm Halo. Not only just because he had an awesome boop onto Bitbob, but just his wall riding skills I've been watching. He's been following his tanks and all of his diving heroes so well to get them into prime positioning. And plus, his boops and environmental kills have been just, really well done as well. I think GG to him and everyone involved. That was awesome.
Yeah. I think the only other contention for MVP for this series would be Smooth. Just not even this series, just in general. Really good off-tank play. We're praising him on his Diva and just the weird angles for Diva bonds. Probably got so many kills and just created so much pressure with that. His Hog at the end there, creating a lot of pressure as well, letting them win that game. So Smooth, again, able to do a lot for his team. The team's named after him, so
That's true. Well, a great first showing from Mystery Gang. Maybe not so much a mystery anymore, but maybe we'll see them in future tournaments, perhaps.
This
Maybe
is the
next
part where like
month's
we
Open.
unmask the monster, and it's like it was really Wet Lemons all along.
Oh God, yeah, maybe. Well, which also Wet Lemons initially signed up, dropped out. Ooh, feels bad.
Ooh, feels bad. Man.
Unfortunate, but regardless, we have our winner, Smooth Brains, taking home the 600 Buckaroos. And that, my friends, concludes another wonderful Moon Summer Open. Third one in our, I guess, second season. Third one in our second season, if you could call it that. But I hope everyone had a wonderful time. I know I did.
I did too.
Thank you so much, Secure Hades, and of course, Pyro.
And don't forget about Blue, who was here at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, Blue, one of our new casters, at least for this match. And you got him in for a round. Good to have him.
Yep.
Oh, man. Great series.
Great series. It's been long going, so I think it's time we call it a night.
It is time to close it out. Thank you so much for watching and following. We'll put out these VODs as soon as we can up on our YouTube channel. It's linked below. But in the meantime, Diamond and Below next week, perhaps. I don't know, it's Easter. We'll figure it out. In the
August.
meantime, have a good weekend. Stay safe out there. Have fun.
Have a good evening, everyone.